Hello. Welcome to Back in the Day, in Lakeland, Florida, where we talk about the history of Lakeland's Black community during its first 100 years. In this segment, we talk about voting rights and the first Blacks elected to Lakeland's City Commission. Bigotry, discrimination and racism throughout the South prevented Blacks from voting. The other America used Jim Crow laws, gerrymandering and social intimidation to prevent Blacks from voting or to minimize the collective voting power of those Blacks who did vote. Despite a hostile social environment, T.J. Walker, a Black railroad worker, reportedly ran for a seat on Lakeland's City Commission in 1949. A couple of years later, in 1951, David Simpson, a Black doctor, ran for office. Walker nor Simpson won. However, their efforts motivated the Black community to want more representation in local governance. Passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 struck down some Jim Crow laws, challenged political gerrymandering, and helped protect voter registration and voter rights while at the polling places. By 1968, voter participation among Blacks increased dramatically. That year, Mrs. Donnie Cummings, a Black resident who was 94 years old, registered to vote for the first time. In addition, Dr. John Jackson, a civic leader and doctor, was the first Black elected to Lakeland's City Commission. Dr. Jackson was elected from the newly drawn Northwest voting district that complied with the Voting Rights Act. The boundary lines for the new district included a majority of the predominantly Black neighborhoods in Lakeland. In the 1972 election for Lakeland's City Commissioners, Dr. Jackson ran for and won an at-large citywide seat on Lakeland's City Commission. The newly elected City Commissioners voted for Dr. Jackson to serve as the mayor of the city. In the same 1972 election, Charles Coleman, a civic leader and educator, won the commissioner seat for the Northwest District, which was previously held by Dr. Jackson. In the 1976 election for commissioners, Coleman won re-election for the Northwest District, but passed away shortly into his second term. Carrie Oldham, a community leader and attorney, won a special election to fill the remainder of Coleman's term. In the 1980 election for city commissioners, Oldham won re-election for a second term. The newly elected city commissioners voted for Oldham to serve as mayor of the city. That same year, Mayor Oldham welcomed President Jimmy Carter to the city of Lakeland. In 1984, Willie Williams won the city commissioner seat for the Northwest District. In 1988, Williams was re-elected to a second term. The newly elected city commissioners voted for Williams to serve as the mayor of the city. These are the Blacks elected to Lakeland's City Commission during the city's first 100 years. This is Back in the Day. Talking about then, now.